I wasn't supposed to be there that night. The party was at one of my friend's family cabins, deep in the woods, about 40 minutes outside the city. It wasn't unusual for us. We'd done things like this before. A few friends, some music, drinks, nothing crazy. Just a quiet escape from normal life. There were 6 of us in total. The cabin was small but cozy. Yellow light spilled from the windows into the dark forest outside. Music played softly from a speaker in the corner, and everyone seemed relaxed. At first, everything felt normal. I remember standing near the kitchen counter, holding a drink, watching my friends laugh over something stupid. The air smelled like wood and cheap perfume. Outside the windows, it was completely black. No streetlights, no other houses, just trees. Around 10:30 p.m., my phone started vibrating in my pocket. I almost ignored it. When I checked the screen, it said Mum. That was strange. My parents knew I was staying over with friends. They usually didn't call unless something was important. I stepped outside onto the small wooden porch to answer. "Hello?" There was a slight delay before she responded. "Where are you?" she asked. Her voice sounded tense. "I'm at the cabin. I told you." There was silence on the line. "What cabin?" she asked. I felt a small wave of confusion. "Emma's family cabin. I told you yesterday." Another pause. Then she said something that made my stomach tighten. "We never spoke yesterday." I laughed nervously. "What?" "Yes, we did." "No," she said firmly. "You came home from school, went to your room, and that was it." That didn't make sense. I clearly remembered telling her. I remembered her saying to be careful. "You're joking, right?" I said. "I'm not joking," she replied. "Who are you with?" I listed my friends. She stayed quiet again. Finally she said, "I don't like this. Send me the location." I felt embarrassed. My friends could probably hear me through the thin door. "It's fine," I said. "We are just hanging out." Her tone changed. "Send me the location." Something in her voice made me uncomfortable. "Okay," I said. "I'll send it." When I hung up, I stood there for a moment staring at the dark trees beyond the porch light. They felt closer than before. I went back inside and tried to shake it off. About 15 minutes later, my phone buzzed again. This time it was my dad. I stepped away from the group to answer. "What's going on?" he asked immediately. "Mum just called me." "I know," he said. "We are coming to get you." My heart skipped. "What? Why?" "Just stay inside. We'll be there in about 30 minutes. "That's ridiculous," I said quietly. "I'm fine." He didn't respond to that. "Is there anyone else there?" he asked. "Just my friends." "Are you sure?" I frowned. "Yes, I can see them." He exhaled slowly. "We're on our way." Then he hung up. I stood there staring at my phone. 30 minutes? They had never driven all the way out to pick me up from anywhere before. Up from anywhere before. I walked back into the living room. The music seemed louder now. My friends were laughing again. One of them asked who kept calling me. "My parents," I said. "They're acting weird." "Weird how?" someone asked. "They're coming here." That got everyone's attention. "Why?" "Don't know. They think something's wrong." The room went quiet for a few seconds. Then someone joked, "Maybe there is." Everyone laughed, but I didn't, because something felt off. I checked my call history. The call from my mum was there. The call from my dad was there. But when I opened the message app to send them the location, there was no previous conversation from yesterday. No messages. No confirmation. Nothing. I felt a chill move down my spine. I clearly remembered texting my mum the address. I remembered her replying, but it wasn't there. I told myself maybe I deleted it by accident. That had to be it. About 20 minutes later, headlights appeared through the trees. Everyone noticed. "Is that them?" Emma asked. I nodded slowly. The headlights didn't move at first. I just sat there between the trees shining toward the cabin. Then they turned off. That was strange. Why'd they turn the lights off? Someone whispered. A minute later, there was a knock at the door. 3 slow knocks. My heart was pounding now. I'll get it, I said. I don't know why I volunteered. I walked to the door and hesitated before opening it. When I did, my parents were standing there, but something felt wrong immediately. They weren't dressed like they had just left the house. They were both wearing dark coats. My mom's hair looked messy, like she'd been outside for hours. My dad's face looked pale. They didn't say hello. They just stared at me. We need to talk, my dad said. Behind me, I could feel my friends watching. What's going on? I asked. My mom stepped closer. Why did you call us? She asked. I blinked. I didn't call you. Her expression didn't change. Yes, you did, she said quietly. You called at 9:58. You sounded scared. My chest tightened. I never called you. My dad slowly pulled out his phone. He showed me the call log. Incoming call. My name. 9:58 p.m. Duration. 14 seconds. I felt dizzy. That's not possible, I whispered. Then who did? My mum asked. The room behind me was silent now. I turned slightly. All my friends were standing frozen, staring at us. And then something else hit me. The call from my dad. The one telling me they were coming. I looked down at my phone again. It was still there, but the time stamp was wrong. It said 9:57 p.m. That couldn't be right. It was barely 10:30. I looked at the clock on the wall inside the cabin. It read 11:52. That didn't make sense. I had checked the time earlier. It was 10:30 when my mum called. There was no way over an hour had passed. My breathing became shallow. I think we should leave, my dad said. No, I whispered, because something was very, very wrong, and I suddenly wasn't sure if leaving with them was safer than staying inside. Behind my parents, deep in the trees, I thought I saw something move. Not an animal, not a person, just a darker shape in the dark, watching, and then my phone buzzed again. Everyone heard it. I looked down slowly. Incoming call. From me. My name on the screen. Calling. From inside the forest. I didn't answer. The phone kept ringing. My mum looked at the screen. Her face drained of color, because at the exact same time, her phone started ringing too. And it was me. Calling from the woods. The ringing didn't stop. It just kept going. No one moved. No one spoke. The sound felt wrong. Not loud, not distorted, just wrong. I slowly turned my phone around so everyone could see it. Incoming call. From my own number. Behind me, my mum's phone was still vibrating too. Same name, same contact. Me. Calling from somewhere in the woods. Don't answer it, my dad said quietly. But I couldn't look away from the screen. On the 4th ring, it stopped. The silence that followed felt heavier than the sound. Then my mum checked her phone. Missed call. Duration. LinkedIn. My dad stepped past me and looked into the cabin. Everyone needs to leave. Now. That snapped my friends out of whatever frozen state they were in. Emma grabbed her keys. No, I said suddenly. I don't know why I said it. Maybe because something felt unfinished. Or maybe because I needed to understand what was happening. If we leave right now, I said slowly, whatever that is, he's still out there. And, my dad said sharply. I swallowed. And it called you, pretending to be me. The forest behind them was completely silent. No wind, no insects, nothing. That was the first time I realized how quiet it was. Forests aren't silent at night. They breathe, they move, they make noise, but this one didn't. My phone buzzed again. This time, it wasn't a call. It was a voice message from my own number. 11:58 p.m. My hands were shaking when I pressed play. At first, there was only static, then breathing, slow, controlled breathing, and then my voice. Mum, Dad, please come get me. I'm outside. The message ended. No one spoke. I felt cold. I never said that, I whispered. My dad looked like he didn't know whether to step toward me or away from me. My mum backed up slowly toward the car. Emma whispered, "This isn't funny." "I'm not joking," I snapped. The air felt heavier, thicker, like pressure building before a storm. And then, from the trees, a phone began to ring. It wasn't one of ours. It was somewhere deeper in the forest. The ringtone was the same as mine, my exact ringtone. We all heard it. My dad turned toward the sound. The ringing moved, not physically, but the direction shifted, like something walking while holding it. I took a step back. "No," I said, under my breath. The ringing stopped again. Then something stepped into the edge of the porch light. It wasn't clear at first, just a silhouette between trees. Too still, too straight, too straight. My mum gasped softly, because it looked like me. Same height, same jacket, same hair, standing about 20 feet away, just outside the light. It didn't move. It didn't blink. It just stood there, watching. Emma whispered, "That's not." She didn't finish, because the thing tilted its head, exactly the way I do when I'm confused. My stomach dropped. My dad stepped in front of me. "Get in the car," he said, but I couldn't move. The figure raised its hand and slowly lifted a phone. Its screen lit up in the darkness. My name was glowing on it, calling. My phone buzzed in my hand again. Incoming call. From me. At the exact same time, the thing in the trees pressed the phone to its ear and smiled, but the smile was wrong. Too wide, too stretched, like it didn't understand how faces worked. My mum screamed. The porch light flickered, just once, and when it came back, the figure was closer. Not running, not walking, just closer. 10 feet away now, still smiling, still holding the phone, and I realized something. It wasn't copying me, it was ahead of me. Every small movement I made, it had already done seconds before. When I blinked, it had blinked first. When I shifted my weight, it had already adjusted, like I was the echo, not it. My dad grabbed my arm hard. Now, we ran, all of us. The car doors slammed, engine started, headlights flashed on, and for half a second, it was standing directly in front of the car, close enough to touch. Its face fully visible. It was me, but empty, no depth in the eyes, just darkness. And then, it was gone. The headlights illuminated nothing but trees. My dad drove, fast. No one spoke. The cabin disappeared behind us. About 5 minutes down the road, my mum finally whispered, "Call her phone." My dad looked confused. "She's right here." "No," my mum said. "Call her number." My dad hesitated, then dialed. We all listened, and from somewhere behind us, deep in the woods, a phone began ringing.